everyone. Welcome to another edition of Spilling the Tea on GovCon. I'm Teresa Moon, Director of Business Development for Parabolis. We provide a better financial partnership for government contractors that includes a line of credit to fund your growth. The purpose of this podcast is to assist small businesses with success in the federal marketplace by introducing them to industry experts and resources that they may not otherwise know about. Today, my guests are Curtis and Corinna Kelley. There's some alliteration for you there. And here's some more. They're co-owners of the Culture Marauders and C.R.E.I.D Consulting. Curtis and I were introduced by a mutual friend through FAVOB, which is the Florida Association of Veteran-Owned Businesses, right around the time that I was starting Spilling the Tea. And I needed so much help in production. So he's always been the man behind the magic. Curtis and his team have been invaluable with us since the very beginning. And we have grown an amazing professional relationship and friendship over the last 3 years. I trust him immensely. And I'm so proud to welcome you both today and give you a chance to share about both of your business endeavors with our listeners so they can see for themselves all the good you do every day. So thank you both so very much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. And we're excited. Long time coming. Finally get to come out from behind the curtain. So we definitely appreciate the opportunity.
That's awesome. And Corinna, welcome. I'm so glad to finally meet you and have you have a chance to share a bit about what you guys do. So I'm going to lead off with you. If you wouldn't mind, share a little bit about yourself and how you got into the work that you do. And then Curtis, you can do the same.
Yeah, again, thank you so much, Teresa. And that's definitely a pleasure to be here with you today. So my name is Corinna Kelley, and I've been, a little bit about myself. I've been working in public health for such a long time. I'm here in Tampa, Florida, beautiful Tampa, Florida. We decided to live and retire, not officially retire, but retire and work and do some other endeavors. So I'm also a veteran, Air Force veteran. I spent 9 years in the Air Force and moved around till I met Curtis and, had a beautiful family, 3 beautiful kids. We just had a nice vacation in Tennessee, got some nice cool weather to get out of this Florida heat for a minute. So my background, again, is public health. I've been in communities and working with communities for, I think this is year 18 coming up in March. And so I love helping out communities and making sure that they have the resources that they need for health to, really have the best life that they can. So I think that's, truly my passion and what brings me to, my mission every day, my purpose in life. So.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you. How about you, Curtis?
Oh, man. All right. So Curtis Kelley, I do a lot of different things. So I'm a DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion program manager with my day job. And then I'm also a DJ. And then I also host a podcast, the Culture Marauders podcast, and then as well as produce. Originally from Omaha, Nebraska, military vet of 20 years with a background in logistics and transportation management. And then, so that's me in a nutshell.
Awesome. And I want to say, I thank you both for your service. I think it's amazing. And the way that you guys give back now, even more than you did before, is commendable to say the least. And so I appreciate you both being here today and for your time. And so I really want to highlight what you both do. You've got 2 businesses between you. You collaborate as a married couple. So I don't know how you get that going and make that work and still have smiles on your faces, but we can talk about that another time, right?
Yeah.
The point of today, though, is to talk about the Culture Marauders and C.R.E.I.D Consulting. So let's kick it off. Culture Marauders, I'm very, very, very familiar with. But Curtis, I want you to have the opportunity to talk about what is the Culture Marauders and what services do you all provide?
All right. So it's a pretty deep story. We've had a couple different iterations of the Culture Marauders until we really found our niche. When I retired from the military, I miss the banter and the camaraderie amongst, my teammates and workers and stuff like that. And just the water cooler talk we used to have. A good buddy of mine, shout out to, Staff Sergeant Nolan Lee. He was really getting into podcasting and he caught my interest and we ended up going out to LA to a podcast movement event. Corinna sent me out there just when I was, thinking about it. And the Culture Marauders was just a name. I appreciate all facets of culture. As a military brat, I moved around a lot and, I had the opportunity to be immersed in a couple of different cultures as well as being in the military. And I love Tribe Called Quest. And so Midnight Marauders is my favorite hip hop album.
Love it.
Actually, then I had the curtain right here in my office, and it just became a thing. And the word maraud means to take or pillage, and so we're taking from different cultures. And the purpose behind the Culture Marauders is to deliver the goods to the masses, right? Deliver what we're learning from each culture to the masses. So fast forward a little bit, different opportunities, and by chance, our mutual connect. We were able to start, producing podcasts. And so that's what the Culture Marauders is. It also is a canvas for our entertainment business where, we DJ also. So I'm doing a couple different things, but it all falls under the Culture Marauders umbrella, when our tagline is one culture, one blood, one love.
I love it. And I mean, I can testify to your ability on the production side. You've been doing it for us for 3 years. I have no problem talking to anyone about that. So if anyone's listening and wants my vote of confidence, you're getting it now. But I think it's amazing what, when you wake up every day and you do something that you love, that's important. And I think, it's part of what I, espouse to do every single day. I want to wake up with a smile and be happy about what I'm doing, no matter what it is. And sounds like you've found your niche for that too. And I think that's great, because transitioning military personnel don't always have that luxury of knowing what they want to do, let alone finding a niche for that. And so I think that's amazing. And I appreciate you sharing that with everyone, because not only will it promote the business that you're so good at, but it might inspire people to not just look for the next best paycheck, but look for the job that really they could be passionate about.
And it helps you focus in on those things as well, right?
Right.
I thought I wanted to do project management when I came out of the military, right? And that really wasn't my lane of work, because in the military, you're so used to serving and guiding and mentoring. And this is still a way to do that, just in a different capacity, where you're still learning and interacting with people and, just learning their journey. So yes, it's right in line with what I've, always done and what I like to do.
I love that. And Corinna, as we move into you speaking about C.R.E.I.D Consulting and what you all do as an organization, I got to imagine a lot of it was generated from your experience in healthcare. Diversity and equity and inclusion, thankfully, I think was piloted, if you will, in the healthcare community. I think they were one of the first industries that tended to bring it in and propose it on a more large scale than any of the other industries. And now these are the buzzwords that we talk about all the time. So if you wouldn't mind talking about what inspired you to start C.R.E.I.D Consulting, and then what the services are that you all provide.
Yeah, definitely. So first, we'll start off with what C.R.E.I.D stands for. So for those that don't know, it's culture, resiliency, equity, inclusion, and diversity. So we did combine those letters and come up with what is your C.R.E.I.D. And really, what C.R.E.I.D, why we started C.R.E.I.D is, a lot of my background is, in healthcare and health equity, and I've been working in public health for 18 years. So working with communities on, really understanding what their health needs are and understanding how that relates to social needs and economic needs in our society. And so working with organizations such as healthcare, nonprofits, public health departments on really establishing how understanding their communities and creating strategies on how to address those needs of those communities is really a lot of the work that I've been doing. And so equity, inclusion, diversity, of course, is those, like I said, those buzzwords and those things that we really focus our work in. And then kind of, Curtis's background in D&I, it was perfect for us to kind of combine those two niches and create C.R.E.I.D Consulting. And then also, when we talk about culture and what is your C.R.E.I.D is really establishing, a culture of adaptability where diverse perspectives and inclusion, inclusive language is utilized within organizations and also communities. And so a little bit of that background is, our transition into civilian workforce, right, from the military workforce is so different, very unique. And so we look at things from a different perspective. And I think one of the things that we struggled with in coming into civilian workforce is that their culture, wasn't really transparent on, promotion and, equitable opportunities for growth in organizations. It was very, very hard to find, where the military is very transparent. I mean, we have books of PDGs and guidelines, the protocols that tell us how we promote and when we promote, what we have to do to promote, and grow within our, in the military. And so finding that in the civilian side was a little bit difficult. So starting C.R.E.I.D Consulting was really our way of partnering with organizations and communities to look at the human-centric portion of our work and really look at how are we making things transparent for people in the organization. How are they knowing how to promote or grow within the organization? How are we including their diverse perspectives into that growth model? And so our work is very different from organization to organization. I think we've worked with, we do a lot of training and education, leadership development, because of our, servant leadership background in the military, and really helping to develop leaders that can encourage that adaptability and change and help within their organizations. And then so we've, some people that we partnered with is, West Virginia University. We've done some work with them on training in resiliency and change management. So after we saw, with the pandemic, and really people trying to transition and come back to work, I think people really had a heart-to-heart of, what is my purpose? What am I doing here? And what is the organization providing for me? And so to kind of change that perspective a little bit. And so now organizations are having to kind of switch a little bit and understand a little more of those needs and identify what those needs are, to really help their people that are helping those organizations out. And so like I said, working with West Virginia on change management and adaptability and establishing resiliency, culture of resiliency and adaptability, is one of the things that we've done. And then also we're working currently with veteran servicing organizations and facilitating conversations. These organizations actually work to prevent suicide within veterans. And so they're evaluating their programs and their policies to ensure that they're meeting, outcomes that they want to occur. And so just working with them on establishing that evaluation and that roadmap, and also best practices that are utilized.
That's amazing. And I think it shines a light on a lot of different aspects about how what can fit into the different industries. But I think it's wonderful that you're continuing to give back to the veteran community as well. That suicide prevention aspect of things really comes to mind for me. And so I think I have some connections that I could make for you guys to get you in and see how you guys can help them incorporate that into their program. I think that's hugely important. It's the least we can do. And now I know experts that I can lend to that effort. And so that's amazing. So one more thing of good that can come out of this conversation, and I love it. And that's kind of how my brain works. When you're talking, I'm always thinking about who might need what you do and who might need to talk to you so that they can learn from you. And so we're going to have a little one-off conversation about that definitely after this. But let's talk about both from your respective businesses. What's coming up ahead for you guys? Are there events that you're attending? Are there any presentations that you're going to be giving? And think throughout 2024 in general.
So for the Culture Marauders, just enjoying, the ride. We have there's events all year. DJing a couple of different events, starting with my daughter's daughter sweetheart dance at the school. I will be DJing that. I also have an incredible opportunity to DJ on one of the floats for the upcoming Gasparilla Parade, the adult parade in downtown Tampa on January 27th. So if you're in the area, come on out and check out DJ Blackstar. I will be spinning, and that's my alias, my DJ name, DJ Blackstar. And then you can just catch me just throughout Tampa, different spots, different locations. And then we're still doing, the Culture Marauders podcast. Season 5 will be gearing up here soon, and also trainings. We offer podcast training. If you're looking to get your feet or your foot in the door and learning this skill set, because it's not easy. We all have this great idea of, I'm great on the mic. But when you get on that mic in front of that camera, sometimes it's a little bit intimidating. So the Culture Marauders come on in, and we have what we call the drop the mic experience, where all you have to do is just get on this camera, speak your part, drop the mic, and we pick it up from there. We take care of any type of editing, whether it be audio, video, snippets, social media, all those things. So business is booming. We're having a great time doing it. And here's to more success in 2024.
Awesome. How about you, Corinna?
Yeah, well, definitely, our both of the businesses kind of collide together, and we're doing some things where we're bringing in podcasting to, organizations that are, within C.R.E.I.D that we work with. So for any of those that are wanting to start those podcasts for diversity, equity, inclusion, whether it's internal communications between the team, trainings, educations, or also just kind of getting out the material to other individuals. So we're kind of, like I said, doing a little bit of both. We will be starting a podcast for C.R.E.I.D Consulting, where we'll bring on organizations, and it's, what is your C.R.E.I.D? How are you establishing the culture? How are you, working with your team? With your teams, how are you developing your teams? We just want to learn best practices from other organizations and hear what they're doing, and then also relay that information to others that are looking to grow and change. So that podcast will be coming out soon, 2024, and then also we're working with CDC Foundation. We have some work upcoming with them that we're completing and facilitating, and also working directly with American Diabetes Association on some facilitation work. So we have some big names, and we'll also be working again with West Virginia University on a little bit more detailed, specific work on for training their organizational leaders. So a couple more things to come. I think we have some trainings that we'll be also putting together for other leaders. So we have blogs on our website that we have utilized with interviews, and we'll be putting some of the podcast interviews to there as well.
Awesome. So we'll direct our listeners to find you guys on LinkedIn, start following you, check out the website so we can see as things are coming up where we can join you. And I think what you guys are doing is wonderful work. And I like to, as we're starting to close out the tail end of our discussions, to ask for, tips of the trade, words of wisdom. You guys have already shared a ton, but anything in particular that when you're working with different business owners or business leaders in your respective areas of interest, that things that you share or things that you come to mind when it comes to words of advice?
Don't be afraid to start. A lot of people are intimidated. Like I said, just starting a podcast or, looking at your organization as a whole from the C.R.E.I.D perspective. Don't be afraid to start somewhere. You have to have a baseline, right? You have to know where to start before you know where the end of your journey lies, right? If there isn't. Just jump in feet first and, learn, absorb, and don't be afraid to be great and ruffle some feathers or kick the hornet's nest, as I like to say, and just have fun with it. Taking care of your organization, taking care of your people. I firmly believe that if you take care of your people will take care of you. And that's where the C.R.E.I.D concept comes from. So, that's it. Just simple and straight to the point.
Hey, I love it. How about you, Corinna?
I think, really starting with purpose. Once I transitioned out of the military, I think really aligning myself with my purpose and what I want to do in this life that I have. And I think, centering yourself on your purpose and leading with that will help you align, whatever work it is that you're looking to do. And I think it's important for veterans who have transitioned to reinvent yourself and understand who you are and who you want to be and how you want to be perceived in the world. Mm-hmm. And starting with identifying that and identifying yourself in a different view set. So identify your purpose and align yourself to your purpose.
I mean, I think both sides, great advice there. I think, not just for people that are transitioning into civilian life, but it works for all of us civilians as well. I think that that's great advice, and I appreciate it very much. You guys are extremely invaluable to the success of this podcast alone. So I'm vouching for the experience that I've had working with you, your level of professionalism and expertise, and how that can be applied towards assisting a business that's looking to grow in a positive way and have fun doing it. You guys have really been impactful on that with me. And I encourage anyone that's looking into incorporating a diversity, equity, and inclusion program into their work to reach out to you guys as well for C.R.E.I.D Consulting. I think that's a huge asset there and great resource. And so thank you again, both, for being here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I can't say it enough. I enjoy our relationship, and it's fun. And I couldn't ask for a better situation. Thank you so much, Teresa.
Likewise. And Corinna, we're going to meet up in person soon enough.
Definitely.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, thank you again. And as always, we pride ourselves on sharing the most insightful and exciting people and information to help you better navigate your GovCon journey. If you like what you heard today, you can see all of our past podcasts, which are archived on our YouTube channel by the same name. Stay tuned for all of our future guests in the coming months as we help you grow to great heights in the year ahead. I'm Teresa Moon, and this is Spilling the Tea on GovCon. Have a great day, my friends.